What's up, guys? It's your girl Phoenix Novell, and thank you for tuning in to another Boss Bitch Tips episode. In this episode, we're discussing the importance of knowing yourself, knowing who you are, knowing what you stand for, and the importance of that. Because if you don't know yourself, you run the risk of really falling into traps that are to your detriment. But before I go into that topic, I want to discuss my 14-piece art collection, Living on Purpose. I want to let you guys know that I have finally finished my 2022 art and astrology calendar. I'm very excited about it. This actually showcases my 14-piece collection, and it is now on sale on my website, so yay. The really cool thing about this is that I've never seen anything like it. This is a calendar, number one, that shows my original art, of course, but it gives you all the details and information about what's happening astrologically. Like, you know, when there's a full moon in Pisces or a new moon in Libra or solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse. Also, the regular holidays. Up here you'll find information about, just a little bit of information about each zodiac sign. And in the middle, you'll see a piece of my artwork. Very excited to present this to you guys because it took a little bit of time to do, but I'm very, very happy with it. So make sure you check out my website and you'll see the price. You're responsible for shipping as well. So again, I'm only shipping this within the USA. I'm so sorry. But right now with COVID and everything, I don't want things to get backed up and then you don't get your calendar until the middle of 2022, right? So thank you guys for supporting me. Yay, it's finally done. And you can see a little bit more info on my website, okay? Also, I have my prints available. So I have them on cardstock. This is a foam board. I have them on foam board, which is a little bit more thick and sturdy. And I think this is an 11 by 14, if I'm not mistaken. But I also have them on cardstock as well. This is about, I think, an 8 by 11, if I'm not mistaken. So right now, they're available in these two sizes. In the future, they'll be available in more sizes. But right now, you guys can get the cardstock or the foam board, all right, in these two sizes. So thanks again for tuning in, guys, and let's get into this video. So let's get into it. Knowing yourself allows you to avoid unnecessary risks. It allows you to kind of like get to that place that I like to call your peaceful bliss point, if you will. I have many names for that, but the stage where you're comfortable within your own skin. Now it takes people different amounts of time to get to that place, so I'm not at all suggesting, it's going to take you 2 weeks, it's going to take you 24 hours. I'm saying do the work, because by knowing yourself, you know what your triggers are. You know what you need the most in order to regulate yourself, in order to understand your triggers, in order to understand, maybe I should avoid these people because I have a tendency to do this when I'm in that kind of situation and I don't like that, you know? It's developing the habit that keeps you from running away from situations that you don't like. So say, for instance, if I know that I tend to spiral in relationships, or I have trust issues, right? If I know that about myself, then I'm not going to put myself in situations where those issues can be exasperated, right? Knowing myself, examining my past habits and behaviors allows me to say, I recognize this because I examined that when it happened in the past. I'm not just allowing life to happen to me and reacting and then blaming life because I don't like the way it made me feel. Knowing myself allows me to know this is dangerous for me. That person is dangerous for me. These thoughts are dangerous for me. if I know that I have a habit of constantly, fretting about the future, or I'm anxious about a situation, or I'm fearful about something, and if I allow that loop to continue, I know I'm going to wind up doing this or sabotaging myself. And if I know that, then I can do the work necessary to not wind up in that place again. So say, for instance, that work necessary might be me learning how to meditate, or me getting out of town for a while, or me not going to work that day, or going to that party, or being around other people who I know will cause that part of me that I don't like and I don't want to spiral into to get triggered. This is why it's important to know yourself. And if I'm always drinking or smoking or indulging in addictive kind of activities, then I'm not allowing myself to feel what I need to feel in order to heal it. I want to really kind of shed a light on what I just said, because a lot of us go through life just experiencing it, which it's good to experience it, but it's not good to experience it if it doesn't feel good and it doesn't make us happy, and we're not growing and learning how to avoid those things that cause us pain, cause us frustration, and cause us confusion. If I know something doesn't make me feel good, or I know that I have a habit of doing something, and I want to stop this thing, or I want to stop that train of thought, or this attitude, or this behavior that I have, if I know that, then I have to use that knowledge when I'm confronted with a situation that brings those things out. And if you're in a state of sobriety, or in a state of clear thinking, or in a state of, all right, I'm strong enough to face the things that I don't like, you will be surprised at how much you can actually control by just sitting down and allowing yourself to feel what you feel, allowing yourself to talk yourself through that experience. I don't know where this feeling is coming from. I don't like it. I think it's coming from here. But why would it come from there? Where did that come from? I'm talking about an intensity that a lot of us are way too unfamiliar with. The intensity of conversation with oneself. Now, therapy can be useful and helpful. The problem sometimes with therapy is that you're latched on to what this person perceives your issues to be. Now, just understand that you need to do the work too. And sometimes if you do the work and you're not afraid of doing the work, and you're not afraid of being so close to these emotions, then you can actually heal yourself faster, and you don't have to try to process what somebody else perceives you to be dealing with. Again, I'm not saying therapy isn't useful. I'm just saying that sometimes you can get so wrapped up in what they think about you, or what they perceive your issues to be, or your concerns to be, that you can't resonate with it, or you're not, or you're so focused on their assessment that you're not really able to feel what you feel, or talk your way through those emotions. Sometimes I've even heard people say, I feel like my therapist is just like, really hostile, or always trying to tell me that I need this medication, or I have this problem, or I have this diagnosis that I don't agree with. So there may be situations where you don't do the work that you need to do because your therapist misdiagnosed you, right? Or you didn't talk to them and tell them everything you needed to tell them because you're ashamed of it, or whatever. Talking to yourself, knowing yourself, allows you to kind of break through barriers that you don't give others a chance to break through because of your perceptions of them or what they're trying to do to you. I advocate help. I advocate people being there for you and having a sounding board. But more than that, I advocate you sitting alone by yourself and dealing with you and everything that's inside of you, and everything that you buried on a subconscious level, things that you're afraid to say, things that you're afraid to feel, and feel it. Feel it and deal with it. And don't be afraid of it, because you're living with it anyway. It ain't going anywhere until you actually create a space for it to get out. or transmute it into something useful. So knowing yourself, knowing your triggers, knowing your weaknesses, and sometimes even that talking through will allow you to realize that you're not able to get through it alone, and then you seek outside help. But before you go that route, you got to know what's in that shadow and what's in the darkness, and you should know, because if you know, it won't be so hard to hear it from somebody else. It won't be so hard for them to pull it out of you, because you brought it to the surface. So you do the work and bring it to the surface. You do the work and figure out what's in there that you need to learn how to manage better. And then if you feel like, you know what, this is probably going to be too much for me to deal with, because I would much rather suppress it, I would much rather not look at it, I don't know how to use this to my advantage, I don't know how to transmute this into something positive, or to learn from my past mistakes to not do these things that are detrimental to me and others, I don't know how. That right there means knowing yourself, because I know that I don't know how to get to that space that I want to be. I know that I don't know how to be better. I know that I don't know how to do this alone. That right there is knowing yourself, because it puts you in a position of proactivity. I need to do something about this. I don't like that it's leading me down a path of danger or difficulty, or I don't like the person I'm becoming, or I don't like what I'm attracted to me, But if I don't know myself, then I can't resonate with the idea that I'm responsible for what is in my experience, right? And some people don't resonate with that. Some people don't like that idea. I caused this to happen. I did this. Me, I'm the blame. The reason why I think it's important to resonate with that kind of belief is because it makes you the person in the driver's seat. I mean, and I like to have control and power, or feel that I have a certain level of control and power. And when it comes to you being born to certain parents, or you being on a plane and goes down, or something where it's just like, oh my God, this is completely out of my control. I mean, of course, there will be situations where you're just like, there is nothing I did. But for the most part, we can pretty much, kind of like follow the thread back to how we ended up where we are in a relationship, in a job, in a mental state. We can kind of gauge the steps that we took to get where we are. So I say, do that for yourself in all situations, but take it internal. Make it internal. Put it inside of yourself and say, what is it that I want? And if that's what I want, do I feel like I deserve that? And if I feel like I deserve that, what can I do to put myself in a situation to move towards that, or bring it more towards me? Or if I don't like this about myself, how can I fix this thing that I think is sabotaging me? How can I heal from this thing that is detrimental to me? Or what do I need to do to find help to do so? Okay, so hopefully this helps you guys understand that when you aren't afraid of knowing what's inside, you right away put yourself in a position of power, because you're willing to turn the lens inward and say, what's really going on in here? I feel there's something that I really need to connect with, so that I can understand why I'm asking for what I'm asking for, why I'm getting what I'm getting, and what it is that I really want. All right? So hopefully this helps you guys out there. Thank you for tuning into this Boss Bitch Tips episode. And if you have any topic ideas, if you have any suggestions or just comments, email me at asktheboss@gmail.com, or leave a message below, and I'll be sure to read it or get back to you. Peace out, guys.